We have a super interesting Wonderkid to show you guys today. Not only does he have some randomized attributes which make him nearly a completely different player in every single save, but also he is someone that has some of the same potential as some of your favourites in FM23. But despite that, I reckon 1 in 10 people actually know who he is, and 1 in 50 might have ever signed him. So we're going to take a look at him at what is one of the most interesting Wonderkids on the game. Before we go and take a look at the player, don't forget to like the video if you do enjoy it, and let us know in the comments which Wonderkid you'd like to see next, and also let me know if you'd ever heard of this guy, because I imagine most people wouldn't have. And to find him, we're heading across to FC Lorient, a team out in the French First Division. And if we go into their team and sort by all players, filter by age, you'll see a youngster who can play attacking midfield and striker by the name of Junior Kroupi. Full name Eli Junior Eric Anak Kroupi, apparently. Now he is very interesting for reasons that we'll get onto in a second, but I'll cover some of the basic stuff first. Firstly, he has a potential range of 140 to 170. This is a similar potential range to a lot of your favourites in Football Manager. If you got him in the worst case scenario and developed him, he's likely going to be a good Ligue 1 level striker. Or if you get him on the highest end, like we're going to see in this video today, then you will have an unbelievable talent. Now you'll see he is valued at about £2-3 million here. That's the kind of fee you're able to get him for, which is obviously great. And you'll see the kind of player we're looking at here has 14 acceleration, agility, pace, natural fitness, decent technique, passing, finishing, dribbling, and first touch. They're the attributes that he's got, the key ones at least, and that you'd think is that, right? Well, actually, no. Junior Kroupi actually has some of his attributes being completely randomized when you load up a save. This tends to happen when you've got a young player who maybe the developers don't know that much about them. I'll put a screenshot on screen now of what he looks like in a different save, and you will see he is a totally different player at the age of 16. So no matter what you do, it's worth scouting him just to see the kind of Junior Kroupi you've got in your save, because he might be an absolute monster already. In this case, though, he can play as that shadow striker in the midfield, but we're going to be using him as an advanced forward. He's got some great attributes to build up from, so let's bring him over to our Real Madrid team and show you how we're going to set him up for success. He's going to be playing in our 4-3-3 system as the advanced forward on the attack duty. It is the striker role that I like the most, and if you want to know which kind of roles I like the most in Football Manager, only yesterday we did a tier list ranking them, so make sure you go and check that out if you want to see some of the controversial decisions in there. But Junior Kroupi, here he is in our Real Madrid team. I bought him over using the editor for about £2 million. We've got him on the highest end of his potential range to see just how good he might become, and in terms of his training, we're focusing in on the role as we always do, but for you guys, I usually give a suggestion on which additional focus to use, but of course it's really going to depend on the kind of player you've got. Your Junior Kroupi is probably going to look completely different to mine, so it's hard to know what you'd want to improve. For this version that we've got here, I'd maybe focus in on his final third to get that composure and decision making up so he can score more goals, but it could be argued as well that I'd want to work on his quickness while he's so young to make him a really physical threat, beating the opponent's offside trap, using his pace to score goals. Maybe that's something we'd like to look into, but at 16 here, Junior Kroupi has got a lot of room to get better yet, and we're going to see some huge developments in this simulation. He's also being mentored by Modric and Benzema now. That'll hopefully shift his personality away from being balanced, but Junior Kroupi is ready. The 16-year-old French striker, let's see how he looks on the lowest end of that potential range. So here we are in 2025, 3 seasons have passed, and we've really thrown in Kroupi at the deep end here, asking him to play as many games as possible for Real Madrid. It's going to be a great place for him to develop. Getting that first team football in his teenage years has really helped him out, and now he's sitting at about 145 current ability, which is on the lower end of that potential range. Remember, he can have a potential of anywhere from 140 to 170. So worst case scenario, you are going to get something like this when Junior Kroupi is fully developed. Most of you will likely loan him out or maybe not sign him straight away, but if you did give him game time pretty early on, you can see the kind of development he might have. At the age of 19, he's got 2 appearances for the France international team and 2 goals already. He's got good acceleration, agility, and amazing pace alongside some very good physical attributes outside of that. That's going to make him deadly in the in-game engine. 16 finishing already, 14 dribbling, 15 first touch, 16 technique, 14 passing. This guy's on an unbelievable level already. He could play as a complete forward for sure, with that passing ability, with the dribbling ability. And then mentally as well, his composure is looking great, his decision making, his anticipation. And he's been developing like crazy in this simulation, and it's mad to think that he could still go up another 30 odd current ability points. To show you how he's done in the in-game engine though, first season at only the age of 16-17, he goes and scores 20 goals in 32 Real Madrid starts. Then he hits 25 goals in his next season, and this year he scored more goals in games, scoring 42 in 55 appearances. But compared to what he's going to do in the long run, this is absolutely nothing yet for Junior Kroupi. So now let's take a look at how he looks in the best case scenario. And in the year 2031, we have a prime Junior Kroupi. He is now 25 years of age, and he's at his maximum potential of around 170. Obviously for you guys, he might not get there this quick, as you might not be playing him as often as we did right from the start of his career, but just to show you how good he can look, this is an incredible player, and I'm surprised barely anybody speaks about this guy. I guess it's because his attributes aren't consistent, they're always random, which means a lot of people aren't actively seeing him in their saves and therefore are avoiding him. Maybe he's just never getting the chance at Lorient and never really developing, but if you do give him that chance, he is like a little Mbappe regen here, with the acceleration, agility, pace, technique, finishing ability, dribbling, first touch, and he's even scored 41 goals in 51 France appearances, which shows you just how good he is. It isn't even our management that's doing it, it's not our tactic, it's just Junior Kroupi. He can score goals wherever he goes, and he's proved that over the last few seasons for us, including a 51 goal season in the league here, and that's not including goals in other competitions. Insane numbers, and he did keep them up for the rest of his career. Here he is another 5 or so years on at the age of 31 with 80 goals in 98 France caps, making him one of the best players in France's history, and he's continued to score goals for Real Madrid too. The big question though, has he won any Ballon d'Ors? The answer is yes, on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 occasions for Junior Kroupi. Bear in mind, this is a player that a lot of people won't even know is in the game, yet he's got Ballon d'Or quality here. He's got amazing physical attributes in this save at least. You might have a completely different version of Junior Kroupi, but he still will have a potential in the range of 140 to 170. So give him the chance, let him develop, and you will see some insane rewards like what we've had here. I'm going to give him an 11 out of 10. I think he's a phenomenal player. Let me know in the comments what you think though, if you've used him, if you've even heard of him, and if not, make sure you scout him in your next save. If you did enjoy the video, smash the like button, check out my channel linked in the description, but most of all, have a great day everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.